Good morning, good evening. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely day.
Thank you, Stoic.
We'll just give it another minute or so and then we'll kick off.
Yeah, waiting for Jacob, and then maybe we should post that it's starting in their group too.
Jacob just joined.
I just posted it. Sorry, I just got off of a phone call.
All good. You don't need to apologize. It's my fault. We should have done this 10 hours ago.
Yeah, I agree. What the fuck, Bill?
That's the last time I'm ever drinking vodka again until I drink vodka again.
It's all good, Jacob. I've got the spanking stick ready for after the AMA.
Yeah, he Stoic removed my name from the founders token list, so he took my founders token away.
He's got to earn it.
Oh, because you missed it. That's great. That was a good one.
Hey,
Stoic's the hard ass, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna record this too, so we could publish it later on YouTube and shit. But I did want to start before. I don't know if anyone asked questions anywhere. We had a forum, didn't we, or did we not?
We did, but that was for the other AMA, and a lot of those questions already got answered. I did those in the medium, and
wait, no.
I mean, we can still address them, but not too many were about.
Well, I did make a forum for NFT Realms and Dark Matter AMA. I have it right here. We have 15.
Okay, cool.
15 responses, but before I do that, I just kind of want to introduce Jacob and maybe have him speak a little bit about himself and tell us his background and why he got started in DeFi and how NFTs realm became a thing, and from an idea to a reality. And I don't know, just give us kind of a little spiel about how it all started, man.
Yeah, sure. So, as you guys know, my name is Jacob. I really got started in the crypto industry itself back in like 2017, right before that huge November pump. And that was like my first experience. I made a bunch of money doing that. And then from there was just kind of sucked in. So I actually started out mostly just trading, really day trading. I actually had my own Discord where I would, give a watch list every morning. It had about 600 people in it that would pay me like $1 a day for the watch list. And I was just like this, stock day trader and crypto calls and all that stuff. And then really last year, I did that on and off for a while I was working like day jobs as like a waiter and all that stuff. But like my end goal was to always be self-employed and never have to really work for anybody else. That's just kind of, it's not like an arrogance thing. It's more of like a freedom thing. Because it's not like I'm not working. Like for this project, I'm working like 15 hours a day, which is more than any day job I would ever work. But I love doing this. So it's like not even work to me. But yeah, about a year ago, I really started messing around with Binance Smart Chain, got in a few good projects, worked on the marketing side of things for a couple projects. And then from there, I was like, look, like I really want to, do my own thing. I have a huge collection of NFTs. I own about 220 Ethereum NFTs. And I'm just hodling them. I've only sold a couple, but like I really believe in the future of NFTs as far as like use case for them and just plans. Like I think it's honestly the future, and crypto's not going anywhere. So I came up with the idea to make NFTs realm, and the developer that we had at the time had experience with an NFT marketplace before, but an internal one. So like for a token project, he made them an NFT marketplace on their website where they could just buy and sell NFTs on their website, but never mint. And I was like, no, dude, like I want to make an NFT platform. I basically changed the mindset from let's go chase the gold to let's go give the tools to other people to go chase the gold kind of thing. And like I said, I love NFTs. I love crypto. I love meeting people around the world. And it took about 2 months of development for the marketplace. And then obviously we went live on KuCoin Community Chain. We had a decision to do that because when we were starting development, before even KuCoin Community Chain launched, we had started the development and planned to do it on BSC. And then whenever I got word that there's this brand new blockchain coming out with super low gas fees and all that stuff, I was like, oh, what a perfect place for my platform that I've spent all this money on. But yeah, obviously, as you guys know, that didn't work out. So then from there, especially after that pad finance fiasco, I've been talking with Bill for a while, and I've been talking with a lot of the core Dark Matter DeFi team members for a while. And as soon as they decided to move to Phantom, I was like, okay, well, I need to get my return on investment from this marketplace. I need to at least, because I didn't want to give up on it. Like, in my perspective at the time, like a month ago, I was like, okay, well, if this fails on KuCoin, then like, all hope is lost, kind of woe me kind of situation. But then I realized, like, no, I'm not stopping doing this, because as hard of a time it was to do it on KuCoin, I had a lot of fun doing it, and I met a lot of really good people. I now have relationships with like hundreds of artists. I let people talk to me in the DMs, ask me any questions they want. I love kind of having that leadership role and being able to help other people become leaders. And that's kind of like my favorite thing to do. Like, I don't want to be a leader to be in control of people. I want to be a leader to teach people how to be better than me. And it seems like just going into things with that attitude actually helps you build legitimate relationships with people, which is one of the reasons why we were able to, come up with this partnership between Dark Matter DeFi and us. Is like, Bill's kind of the same way, and so are a lot of the other core team members. Like, they just want to build something useful for people and just have fun doing it. Like, that's the end goal here. And I've actually looked into them a lot. And, I like the way they do things. It's definitely better than KuCoin Community Chain. And I guess I'll end on, I'm just super excited about this partnership.
Hey, Jacob, thank you, man. I appreciate that that detailed introduction. Just a couple comments about things you said is like we were in the same boat as you. We got onto KuCoin, like KuCoin Community Chain, pretty early on, but we didn't have any intentions of like launching a project over there or anything. We were just in it because it was a new chain, and we're like, oh yeah, let's make some money, and we did. We all got in on the KuSwap pre-sale, like our investment group did, and then a lot of guys got into coffee super early. One of our guys got in like the day it launched or something. So, and then, after experiencing using KuCoin Community Chain, we kind of we thought, well, hey, like maybe it is a good option to launch a project over here, and I think that's how like the discussions started, and then that's how Dark Matter DeFi just kind of came about. Is we all wanted to launch a project on KuCoin, and we kind of just made it happen, and then yeah, a month into that, basically the same thing. We saw way too many red flags on that, and I can guarantee some of the other team members in here can speak on that as well. But I mean, it was just one red flag after another, and then it was hard for me and the team to make the decision to choose a different network, because we felt like we had put a lot of effort into, promoting to the KuCoin community, and then also a lot of people in the KuCoin Community Chain community got, I hate that name even. You can't, how do you do it? KuCoin Community Chain community, like that's stupid. But even a lot of people in that community, they were kind of relying on us to like, oh man, like maybe these guys can save the chain, and I mean, that's a lot of weight to put on our shoulders. It's not our job to save that chain. That chain has no intentions of helping and bringing in new users or developers, and those red flags were big enough for us to just be like, no, like not gonna happen. And when we chose Phantom, I'll tell you right now, my Solidity developer, Aorlin, he was like ecstatic because it's a good chain. And I've researched a little bit myself into like their programs for developers, and it's clear they offer just so much more than KuCoin, it's just, that's it. And then I want to commend you on your decision to work for yourself, because I'm the same way. I've been working since I was probably 14 years old, and I've had multiple different jobs. I can count over 40 different jobs, like other people's businesses that I've worked for. And it got to the point where I was just like, well, no, I'd rather be like a homeless bum than ever work for anybody again. And so that's what I did myself. And it's scary, it's hard and it is scary, but it's fun. Like you said, you're willing to put in those 15-hour days because you're building your dream and you're having fun doing it. So, and I also like what you said about you didn't say it this way, but the kind of the last thing you mentioned is, you want to help people become better, and not only better, but even better than you. And I mean, that's a few years back. I think like 4 or 5 years ago, I made this New Year's resolution one time, and it was my resolution was to just start trying to empower people. And empowering people is powerful. Like, people take power for granted, but if you use it in a positive way and you try to show others that they can be powerful in themselves, it's just like a powerful thing to do. Anyways,
No, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, just to feed off that for like one more point is like, as long as you treat people with respect and you're an honest person about things, like, people will come out of the woods to help you. Like, I had so many people reach out after that pad thing that I didn't even know were paying attention to the project anymore. And it was like this humbling experience, like, wow, these people are willing to help because of the simple fact that I was straight up with everything that had happened,
Yeah. Yep.
So it's kind of crazy.
Transparency is key. And I mean, you could have just spun that in some way, any way you wanted, and not told anybody what had happened. But it was good that you did come forward with it. Shit happens, but I feel like that happening is what brought us here today too. So,
100% grateful for it.
So I have a few more questions, and maybe some of the guys in the chats have some questions, but I am gonna read off a couple questions from these form submissions as we're going. That way I don't have to just bore everybody at the end with like 15 straight questions or something. Yeah. So let's see what this guy says. This is MView999. NFT realm. I'm not even going to read these before I read them. So some of them might sound stupid, some of them might not make sense, and some of them might be funny. We'll see.
Let's go.
NFT Realms will enter Phantom on October 31st and will cooperate with the DMD team. In which areas will you cooperate in depth? Can you list some?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the main aspect of this partnership, reality, like, this is a full-on partnership. Like, me and Bill and like some of the other team members have already talked about it. Like, if anybody needs help on either side for anything, whether it's the project related or not, like, we're there for each other. So this partnership is like complete support on both sides. And then more of the technical details are obviously dark matter DeFi, like DMD is going to be used as a form of payment on the marketplace itself. So that's like kind of the core thing. And then obviously we have plans for later developments that can help support DMD as well.
Yes, nice. And just to add to that, like in detail about the team, like there's definitely going to be guys who are working on both projects just because as like official team members, and it's going to help, like Jacob said, just both teams working in cohesion and getting shit done, basically. you know, examples will be contests, running contests, and you know, dual community contests, and even hosting AMAs like this pretty frequently, where we come in and we answer some questions, or just shoot the shit a little bit and talk about what's going on in the project, you know. Sorry. I'll ask one more from this guy, and then we'll see if anyone in the chat room has a question up until now. What will happen to NFTs that were previously minted on KCC? Will they be bridged over? I think we've spoken about this. I think that's a yes, right?
Yeah. So all the NFTs are stored in our databases, which still exist. We're just going to basically push them onto the new marketplace. They're going to all be delisted. The only thing you'll have to do is relist them.
Right. And I saw somebody giving you shit the other day about KCC punks or whatever. And just anybody listening to this, that's not Jacob's project. So
yeah,
stop.
I know. The dude just wasn't understanding. I mean, it's fine. I know a lot of the language barriers, especially in this space, but like that dude was just not understanding that COVID punks was not my project.
There was one comment on that first question. I'll read it just because it's kind of positive reinforcement for everybody. But it says, "I'm very optimistic about NFTs realm and dark matter DeFi AMA, which will help relevant users understand you and your future development plans and prepare for future development." People are fun. All right. Does anyone in here or any of the other team members in here too want to chime in about any questions or just everything going on?
I think we're good.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to read another question then. Will there be any fees on listing NFTs that were listed while on KCC? Well, I don't think you're going to have to into the marketplace. Is there fees when you list them for sale?
So no, because of our $0 gas fees to mint, when you actually list it for sale, there's not going to be a fee unless you list it for an auction. Because in order to have an auction running, it has to be registered on the blockchain. So as long as you list it for a fixed price, you won't have to pay any gas.
Okay. And we got, will artists receive any kind of DAO privileges for sales? Asking this due to they most likely won't be spending FTM because they are working towards receiving FTM from sales of their art.
Yeah, so I think he's addressing what was on the roadmap. Like one of the stage 4 is the NFT DAO system, which is basically going to be the amount of buying power that you use on the website will be used to give you voting rights on future developments and stuff. We haven't even 100% planned that out. So that is something we'll think about. But as far as sellers getting votes, I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, I can't answer that question yet, but I'll think about that for sure.
Yeah, no problem. You're good. If there's something you can't answer, it's not a problem. If it's just, you know, you don't want to reveal too much. Okay, this guy, Chanaka, is all dark matter DeFi NFT will be available in NFTs realm marketplace and Phantom Network, or do you guys have plans to expand into another chain? So
that's more for you, Bill, I think.
I mean, we've been open to going to other chains, but I don't know about dark matter DeFi going to other chains. I know that NFT realms would probably like to expand into other chains. Jacob had spoken about that with me previously, but I don't want to say yes or no for them either. But we're not looking into other chains for dark matter DeFi at the moment. It could possibly happen, but we want to focus on development and building what we have and our ideas, because you know, cross chain and multi chain, I guess it's convenient, but what would be the point, I guess, for I could see the point for an NFTs realm to have cross-chain, but I'm just wondering what would the point be for us to, I guess, if we're going to be used as the native token for NFTs realm or as a token there. Yeah, that's something I got to think about too. I just kind of was spitting out my thoughts there. So
yeah, good. I mean, as far as NFTs realm going cross chain, it is something we've thought about too. But obviously, with the partnership with Dark Matter DeFi, we'd have to work out like how that would exactly work. But like we already have feelers out there for cross chain compatibility and stuff. So that is something we've thought about. And like the end goal for that, just to let you guys know, is like Phantom would be the main source. So like Phantom and Dark Matter DeFi would be like the main currency. Like we would do cross chain, but if you wanted to use the platform, we'd probably implement like some kind of high fees, unless you're using like FTM. But like we said, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
yeah, we'll talk about that in the future. What the teams will come together and kind of just discuss on what could possibly be the best route to take. But yeah, it's definitely not shelved, and it's being considered. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, sir, whoever that was. I have not seen a lot of interest from the NFT industry to innovate and innovate in development. It is also because of this that the majority of people underestimate NFTs.
Sorry, can you read that one more time?
I know it's okay. Basically, he's asking, how do you plan to innovate and be different than the existings? And
yeah, gotcha. So like one of the main things is, well, for starters, we're actually going to kind of redo the front end stuff of the site. So it's actually going to look a lot different than what it did. There's some things that we can obviously achieve that we couldn't achieve on KCC, just because KCC's. I'm just going to go ahead and say, even storing the databases, like the storage costs were outweighing even like the TVL on the fucking marketplace. It was like we couldn't even do any kind of development. So now that we're on Phantom and things can actually get moving, we have plans to implement like different features such as like collections on the site, such as NFT gaming, which is pretty revolutionary, especially for Phantom. And if we can get in on that early, especially on FTM, then we can knock it out of the park and be completely different than anybody else. One of the main focuses that I've had is not just achieving a use case for any kind of token, but for actually achieving the use case for the NFT itself. So like Bill's already starting to do that with like the NFT staking stuff coming out later on, and different things like that. But we're pretty focused on staying on top of innovation.
Nice. I like it. That was from Adana. And this guy also wishes us good luck with the partnership with Bill and Dark Matter DeFi.
All the support, love it.
Okay, I got another. This guy, Tweety Mummy Fola. What are the team future strategies to keep being relevant in the market space? And will there any benefits for it's one of those generic questions. I mean, you kind of just answered that with your previous answer.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, staying relevant, yeah, I understand how hard it is too. It's because DeFi moves so fast. You have to always be offering, you have to always be creating and building, and it's almost become like a meme. It is. It's WEN. That's like the meme.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, some of those generic questions that you're getting, they're pretty similar to the ones that I answered in the Medium AMA. So if you get like a really generic kind of question, you can probably just push off of that one because I most likely answered it in the Medium.
Nice. So basically you did the FAQs based off that AMA.
I mean, it sounds like a lot of people just had very similar questions, because a lot of those same questions were asked in the tweet that I had people submit questions to.
Yeah. Maybe okay. This one might be relevant. Let's see. And this is from the Hot Army guy who won the banner contest, Lucifer Morningstar. On your Medium article, you have said that NFT creators will have a chance to mint more than one collection after you guys launch on October 31st. Can you tell the exact number? Is it like unlimited or?
So the goal with that is, like I said, in the Medium kind of explained, is like it's called the NFT standard, or ERC 721 standard, where basically it allows any developer to make their own NFT smart contract, much like how Dark Matter DeFi has their founders token. That's actually a separate NFT contract, NFT smart contract. So our marketplace will allow other NFT smart contracts to communicate with our marketplace, meaning that they can be immediately transferred to our marketplace itself. So you can make a collection as big as you want and transfer it to our marketplace. That's how OpenSea does it with those like collections of 10,000 random NFTs and stuff like that too. So there's kind of an unlimited number on that.
Good. And yeah, so soon you guys will be able to sell your founders token, NFT founders token on NFTs Realm.
Yep, floor price 1,000 FTM.
For sure.
I'm still scooping them all up at that price.
And there's kind of a follow-up there. How about the royalty fee on your Realm NFT marketplace? Is there a maximum rate for it?
Yeah, so it's anywhere up from 1% royalties. That's a creator royalty, all the way up to 30%. So what that means is any resale of your NFT, you would get whatever that is set, either 1% all the way up to 30%. And that is shown up on the page where you go to purchase your NFTs. If you hover over the cost of the NFT, it gives you the breakdown of the sales tax as well as the creator royalty.
All right. Hold on one second. Hey, Stoic, I'll get back to you and after this, we'll figure that out. I think this partnership, this is just a comment. I think this partnership will be better for both DMD and Realm. And also, if Dark Matter DeFi team lists their NFTs on Realm, that will be nice for your partnership. I totally agree, sir.
Awesome.
The work relationship can be one of the biggest challenges for DMD owners and undiscovered NFT artist space. In positive case, why?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. This work relationship can be one of the biggest challenges for the DMD owners and undiscovered NFT artists. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'd say right off the bat, we haven't had really any work negative relations, and it's been multiple months so far.
Oh yeah, the teams have been flowing super nicely. There has been a couple moments where I may be a little overbearing sometimes, but that's just my nature, and everybody kind of knows not to take anything from me personally. But for the most part, it's like, hey, if we're getting shit done and everyone's doing shit and we got each other's back, then everything's just flowing 100% smoothly. And I'll be honest, this is one of the best teams I've ever worked with. What the hell? Who's oh, I'm not gonna say this guy's name, but thank you for wishing us I'll ask you later, Jacob. I don't know who this guy is.
Okay, that's cool.
They pasted someone's name. As a platform developer and owner, what is your hardest job, apart from delivering an awesome end product to the community, of course? We both can answer this. If you'd like, you could go first.
Okay, cool. So honestly, the hardest part of building the marketplace is keeping up with making sure it's more of like safety, to be honest, and like data storage. So like I constantly am checking the data storage. Like sometimes, okay, for example, we use NFT.storage to store our IPFS, which is basically the image you use on the marketplace. And even OpenSea uses NFT.storage. Sometimes NFT.storage fucks up, so things won't load on the marketplace, and then I'm freaking out trying to figure it out. I mean, the hardest part is actually like the technical development of things, and storage. I'd say storage is kind of my biggest challenge. Making sure we have enough, constantly running tests, just really constantly trying to break our site so we can make it better. But as far as like anything really hard that like I can't stop thinking about, I don't really have anything specific. Not saying this is easy, but like the people that we have working on this are professionals, and usually any issue we come to, we can solve as a team.
Yeah, I think it definitely ties back into the whole team aspect of things, because for me personally, like in the past, some of the hardest parts of managing and running a project and shit is like managing people and just,
there you go. Yep.
I mean, like because as a project manager and like as somebody who is, you're not just in one part of the project, right? Like, I mean, there's so many different aspects of a project that go into it, and it's like, and you're basically, you have to have your hand in every single one of those, and people are always coming to you for answers and questions. But honestly, like the way that our team has come together and people just getting shit done, it's made that job like a million times easier than it has ever been in the past for me. And so I think it comes back to the team again. That was from Tiny Crypto Bunny.
Cool.
And
he's
he
an
says,
NFT artist. He's actually one of the top sellers on NFTs Realm.
Is he? He says NFTs Realm will take over.
Yes, sir.
It's cool. So just to fill in, I have this buddy. His name's Chris. He's over on Discord. I've known this guy for like 2 or 3 years. And we used to do like a lot of investing together. We were part of some other projects before we ever got into DeFi or anything. And I actually got him into DeFi last year. Like I brought him into PancakeSwap. I showed him my old project that we launched. And I was like one of the first guys to get him into DeFi. And then now he's like full on FTM, like hardcore, like buys every NFT on FTM. And this guy like, and there's a community that he's a part of, and I'm talking to the owner of that community, and it's all about NFTs, bro. Literally, I'll send you a link to that because you need to go in there. It's all about NFTs, and these guys buy like every NFT on FTM, like no matter what, like any project FTM. So
yeah, I'll send you a link to that for sure.
Yeah, I'll shoot you an invite for sure. This guy asks, okay. You know, we've spoken about this a lot as a team in the chat room. So I feel like I don't know. Maybe somebody else wants to answer this, but if you don't see the advantage, I guess, then I don't know what to tell you. But like, what's the advantage? Could you explain to us what's the advantage of DMD besides having a storyline? Like, okay, well, what's the advantage of any DeFi token? I mean, what is? It's like a really weird question, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of answered a similar one like that too in the Medium post yesterday too.
Like
in relation to that, I'm just going to put in here, I'm just going to talk to you from an old grumpy man looking at investment opportunities. So a true investor in my mind is looking for something that obviously gains wealth, but also has a purpose. So exactly with crypto, half the problem is half the shit is they have no utility. We're looking at designing things with utility that have a purpose that then causes deflationary measures. This is just basic economics. NFT realms, looking at things with gaming and the like, again, giving things purpose. NFT staking, I think, has such a big future. If you look at other projects that are doing this, they're just booming. Again, if you can't see a coin that has a utility such as this, I don't know what you're looking for. Sorry.
Honestly, I couldn't have said it better myself, sir. Thank you. Greatest marketplace of NFT and Phantom Network. Oh man. Okay. This guy asks, what trend now is this NFT game specifically in countries? Any plans in adding this in your roadmap? Yeah, we have some ideas. Games are down the line. We do want to make some games, but it's definitely down the line because we're not just a DeFi project. Our whole project is called Dark Matter Universe, and we're doing more than just DeFi. A lot of it will tie into DeFi, the games, the comic books, the possible movies. You never know. Like, just the way we've set it up, it's opened up quite a few possibilities and different avenues that we can take with this. So yeah, we're not just going to be a staking farm, vault farm, staking pools. Yeah, great partnership, he says. I got two more, I think, right here. Dark Matter DeFi, earning more. That's so exciting. My question: can you list 3 killer features of your project that make it ahead of competitors? What are the competitive advantages that you feel most confident about? Yeah, so a lot of us here have probably been investing in DeFi projects for quite some time now, and maybe some people are new, but you know, you find a project that you want to invest in and why. Okay, oh, the tokenomics are great. Oh, it has a burn. Oh, because I'm early. We reason with ourselves and justify purchasing something. Okay, but for me personally, and I've been investing in crypto for quite some time now. I don't invest in tokens because they have a 10% burn or because it's the next fun meme. I mean, I'll fuck around a little bit in degen in that stuff, and I'll throw, little amounts into that stuff just for fun and shits and giggles. Plenty of us have been rugged, but when I do actual investing, when I put like my real money into a project, I'm not investing into the project. I'm investing into the team. So I think that's one thing, and we've mentioned this numerous times over this entire AMA, is our team. The team is amazing. And anyone who's spent time in our Telegram chat room can verify that. Another thing is our NFT staking. I don't know if it exists on FTM right now. And as Stoic mentioned in his previous words, every project that's doing that right now, NFT staking, it's literally blowing up. I'll give you 2 examples to go look at. One of them is called Yoshi, Yooshi, and the other one is called Radio Kaka. Go look at both of those. And the third thing, yeah, I don't know. Next. What is the main focus of NFT's realm? Because there are already many NFT markets in Phantom. What is the focus? Yeah, I've used the main NFT markets before Jacob wants to say anything. I've used the main NFT markets in Phantom, and they're pretty shit. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm not trying to be mean or put anybody down, but compared to any of the other marketplaces I've used, including NFT's realm on KCC, yeah, the experience was not that great for me. So
yeah, so like one of the benefits of the way I look at things now, especially with our experience on KCC is it was just testing. Like that's how I really look at it. And by the end of it, we had knocked out almost every bug, and the loading speed was finally like 1 to 2 seconds instead of 45 to 2 minutes whenever we first released it. So it's like those people who've already launched those marketplaces on Phantom, I've already tested them too. And I've seen that they're literally running into the same issues that we ran into, but they're not doing anything to fix them. While we already have fixed those, it ran into those problems, fixed them, and now we're ready to, go forward. So on the day of launch, like I'm pretty certain that our NFT marketplace is going to pretty much take over, especially with the collections features and all that stuff. I don't really see any of that going on Phantom.
Right. Perfect. I love it. All right. Well, I guess we're going to start wrapping this up here. If anyone else has any questions before we go, feel free to ask. I'll stick around for another 5 minutes.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say that it's unfortunate that the only NFT that I bought on NFTs realm was a KuCoin related NFT. So I doubt that's going to sell it.
It could sell as nostalgia. You never know.
Yeah. And so KCC is officially a test net.
Yeah, exactly.
I bought one on and I bought Hammond's Big Titty Girl. I bought one of those big titty girls.
I own a
really solid art, dude.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, I have a Cusino mascot.
Well, then it sounds like we just need to get Cusino over to Phantom.
Well, Sam's already here on Phantom.
Doing what?
It's like a listing thing and
nice.
a project. Yeah.
Shit, you might be able to sell it.
Maybe he'll buy
Sam. Yeah.
I hope.
So we do have I hope Chomsky, dude, that guy Chomsky, man, his artwork is amazing. Blows me away every time.
It's so beautiful.
He's like, I don't know. Like, dude, and I don't think that guy uses a computer. I think he's using like a tablet for everything. Check this out. I'll forward it into the main chat room. Hopefully Crypto Girlfriend doesn't flake. Because this thing is sick. Look at that in the main chat room. He just made that for us.
Oh, that's dope.
So that's Wednesday, by the way. I'll make an official announcement. All right, guys. If that's it, that's it. I'm going to watch the rest of the Steelers game, and yeah.
Oh, well, I really appreciate it, Bill.
Real quick.
And oh yeah, go ahead, me man.
All right. So is there any planned like set percentage that we're gonna have on the founders tokens in terms of like the royalty?
Sorry, one more time.
Is there any percentage in mind for like the royalties on the NFT founders tokens?
Royalties?
Yeah, like how you can get a set percentage as the artist every time it sells.
I doubt it because we're minting them. We'll have to see how that works, but I don't know. Basically, the way we've done it right now is we minted version 1 of the NFT founders token, and I was actually supposed to distribute that today, but yeah, as we all know, I drank a lot of vodka last night and it didn't happen. So, but I am going to watch the rest of the Steelers game, and then I planned on starting distribution tonight. It's not, I looked into the bot that automates it. It's called Collabland, and basically what it does is it if you're holding an NFT token or just a regular token in your wallet, you sign a message with that wallet, and then it checks to see if you have that token, and if you do, then it lets you join this chat room. But I'm in talks with those guys, Collabland, because at the moment they don't support FTM. So, but I am talking to them. They said it's not on their roadmap, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a bunch of people email them and see if we can get them to add FTM. But until that happens, I have to do this manually. So it's going to take me probably a good 2 or 3 days to do it all.
I was just asking because the moment I remember that we can have royalty associated with NFTs, I'm just saying that could sound like a good additional source of long-term revenue for the project.
Well, I mean, the founder token holders are going to get airdrops. So when I distribute the founders token, the first airdrop is going to be 10 DMD, which I know that's not a whole hell of a lot, but in the future there's going to be bigger airdrops. And then also I have a whole post that I'm making about the founders token as well. It's going to include quite a bit of information.
I'm not saying like extra value necessarily to like the NFT holders, but rather it could help me put more value into like the team, into the project's treasury, which could be used for various other things.
Right. Yeah. So since we are the minter, there probably is going to be. I only use Realm one or two times, so I don't exactly remember how the fees work, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, especially with our partnership, what we can actually do is, like right off the bat, for I guess because it'll be minted from like DMD's contract. So I mean, there's not going to be, if y'all didn't set royalties, there won't be any set royalties on it. But we have to think about how we can go forward because we don't want, a bunch of people listing. Well, actually, I'm not sure how that's going to work yet. We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Also, just to end I said this is version 1 of the founders token. So initially, this is version 1 of the founders token. So it doesn't have a bunch of features in it or anything. Like you can't stake it. There's none of that. And you can't even see it anywhere. So you can see it on like FTM scan that it's in your wallet, and that's about it. You might be able to see it in MetaMask, but you're not going to see any image or anything yet. Version 2, what we're going to do is we're going to have you guys, whoever's holding the version 1 token still, they're going to be able to exchange that for a version 2 token. I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work. So there's going to be another contract for the founders token NFT. The reason we're doing version 1 is because we just want to get the ball rolling with the private chat room and airdrops and various other things. So we can set a royalty fee in version 2 if we need to. Okay. Anything else? All righty. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all.
All right. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, feel free to @ me either in Dark Matter DeFi's group or NFTs Realm. Just a real quick shout out. NFTs Realm does have a game going on right now. Whoever's in first place by 9:30 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Well, actually, we're going to be hosting a new game. So scratch that. We already got a winner, and I'll be putting a new game in the chat right now.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Jacob.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. And I'll try not to demolish that leaderboard on that game again. I'm sorry.